Let me know if you're able to see my screen, okay?
Yeah, I can see.
So this is the ADSL specification. So if you see in the ADSL specification, this is also one record per subject. This is subject level analysis dataset. That's ADSL. This is a mother data. If you see, I have sent it in the group. Subject level analysis, there is only one ADSL. Okay, exactly like domain. It is under the special purpose DM domain. So which has one record per subject. ADSL similarly has something similar. ADSL is the same. It is subject level analysis dataset where it has one subject per row or some, yeah, one entry per subject, yeah. And here if you see, these are the basic data structure as per the ADAM IG. These are the BDS, ADLB, ADEB, ADBS and all these things. And this is for occurrence because these are events dataset, ADA, ADCM, ADM. But the main dataset is this one, based on which all these supplementary datasets are formed. Correct. I mean, all the data which is there in ADSL does not go here or every data, but still we take references of these, some of the variables from here in all these domains. Similarly, we have for DM. Same we have for DM. If you see the specification here, it contains similar kind of data, like direct data linking from the data DM dataset, demographic dataset. The one which are marked in yellow, basically if you see, so we will have a variable study ID, which will be we will be taking from dm.study. We will have use subject ID, which we will be taking from use subject ID. We have RFST DTC, which we will be taking from DM. So these are all direct. So first we have created the SDTM domain. We have all these variables defined in the DM domain. Now what we are going to do, we are going to refer these variables from DM to ADSL. So this is something which we need to do some of the derivations. Now if you see one analysis which we are talking about, analysis dataset, check this. Group 1, pooled age group. What we are doing, this is a analysis formula, or this is a derivation what we are doing. If age less than 40, then set less than 40 years old. If age greater than 40, then set age greater than 40 years old. This is something we cannot do in DM or in SDTM, because there we are just standardizing the raw data into standard format as per the SDTM IG, in a correct format, with having correct length, with have correct specification, with mentioning the correct control terminology. But here we can actually do the analysis, make some analysis. That is why this is the reason. Again, if you see, we are doing a direct link of sex, but again, then we are doing also a numeric representation. If it's female, sex is female, then we set it to 2. If sex is male, then we set it to 1. Now here, we can have multiple. If age less than 10, we can have less than 10 years old, based on the study. So this is something which was decided when the specification of ADAM was being made, based on the ADAM IG, and also based on the study team who is present. It was discussed, and then this specification was created. Like, we only need age groups below 40 and above 40. There might be study where where the group is more than two groups. So these are two groups, right? One is less than 40, one is greater equal to 40. That's why it's called pooled age group. So in the entire study, if there are 100 people, they are grouped into less than 40 years old and greater equal to 40 years old. Now, if there are some studies where the grouping is still, grouping is more, less than 10 years old, not 10 years, less than 20 years old, 20 to 30 years old, 30 to 40 years old, greater than 40 years old. 4 groups are there. That is also something which is there. Then if you see, we have for the race, we have it a direct link from the demographics domain, but also what we are doing a numeric analysis of that as well. So if race is American Indian or Alaskan, so we already have this American Indian or Alaskan native, this race in DM domain. That's why we are linking it, and also we are making a Numeric derivation. Numeric derivation is not if race is American, Indian, or Alaska, then race n, race numeric will be 1. So race n, if we do 1, all the people who have race American, Indian, or Alaska native will be filtered out. Similarly, we have for ethnic. Then again we have it. Then again we have these direct links for DM. Arm CD, ACT arm CD country. We have done that in DM. Now you can easily relate. These are the things. These are the variables which are directly linked to the ADSL. So ADSL has analysis data sets on certain variables, but also it's a combination of analysis variables and some direct variables from DM, from VS, from disposition, like that. Like we exactly saw for DM, remember? We took data from raw DM, we took some from vital signs, we took some from AE, and then we created the domain. Similarly, this is the one record per subject. Then we have randomization flag. What is a randomization flag? We are again doing the people who are randomized and who have been planned to be given either a drug or a placebo. That group set to I if subject has a record in DS where DS decode is randomized and DS is not missing. This is a formula that we have come to. When is the date of randomization? Screened population flag, safety population flag. We are doing all these derivations. These are a part of the Adam IG, but here we have the liberty to do some analysis based on our study requirements so that going forward we can use these to create table listings and figures. These are all the facts that we have. Then plan treatment. Plan treatment N. If you see, we already have the plan treatment TQ placebo. And then we have the plan treatment N. If it's TQ or tafenoquine, then we will have TRTPN1. If we have placebo, then it will be TRTPN will be 2. It's eval. It's similar to eval-C. Like this, one is a character representation, one is a numeric here. Then if we go down, we have So there are some variables which changes a little bit. So if you see date time of first exposure set to numeric date time for DM RFXD DTC. Numeric date time. So date of time is TRT SDTM. So here it's the date time DTM. It's the date time for TRT SDTM. So what we are doing, we are taking the numeric date time of RFXD DTC. Numeric date time. Set to numeric date time. See the data type is integer. And then what we are doing, TRT STT, date of first exposure to treatment, we are just taking from the same date time, we are taking just the date part. This is the last exposure treatment time. So remember RFX STDTC, RFX ENDTC, or RFST DTC, RFEN DTC. Here it changes a little bit. From Adam terminology, it becomes TRT SDTM, start date time, start date, end date time, end date, and then the duration. Similar, but the vocabulary changes or the terminology changes. Now we have end of study status. Was it end of study when the study status ended? When was the end date for every patient? We have this variable, or we have this basically derivation which we have. Then end of study day, reason for discontinuation. Now we will have all these derived. If you see, the flags are derived. Some are assigned. Assigned are direct maps. Or sorry, predecessors are direct map. Some are assigned. You are assigning it. You are making a derivation, but you are basically assigning a value to it. And then some are derived, where you are actually deriving a particular variable. You're actually deriving a particular variable. Okay, any questions? So we will have to go one by one through it.
Yeah, no.
So I'll quickly go on to the code. The proc datasets, first let us establish the library, SDTM library. So we have in the SDTM library, SDTM. So all these things which we have created, some of which we have created. Then We are copying all the variables from DM and sub DM. We did not do sub DM, but it is already there in the library, which is there. So if you go to sub DM, you see. So this is the study ID. This is the related domain. So for sub DM, supplementary of DM domain, the R domain is what? Related domain. The major domain is what? DM domain. So we have the DM domain there. These are the U subject IDs. These are the identifying variables which we have. We go down. These are the identifying variables, which is blank here, because we will not have identifying variables in DM because this is one record per person, and yeah, we will have different Q labels here. If you see, so the same Q name will not be repeated for the same person because we will have one record per person. But if we go to sub DS, I'll also share this data sets with you. So Q name is, see, these are the questions basically. These are Q name is the questions basically. See, qualifier variable name. These are the variables and these are the questions. So for this question, this is the short name and this is the Q label. Qualifier variable label and this is the qualifier variable name. Okay. Now if you see what supplementary actually has is date of symptom onset. This is something which you can't put in any of the standard variables of DM domain. So that is the reason you have to create it and put it in the supplementary domain, because these questions might be required while creating the tables and the listings. So no questions which are asked to the patients or any study data cannot go unrepresented. Every data has to be represented in some way. If they are not being able to get represented in the standard domains, then one has to create a supplementary domain for that, where these questions will come in this way. So if you see for 1002 subject, now the questions are not coming one after the other. Like this question, like what we have for EDM, we have a question like date of symptom onset will be this. These questions are all row level questions. But in DM domain, all these questions were variable level. Like we have race, sex, gender, uh, first drug taken, and so on and so forth. All these were columns, but these are row level. That is how these are created. This is how supplementary domain is created. So we need to transpose them. In order to make it similar to the DM domain. Okay, that's why first let's look into this. So these are the questions: date of symptom onset, randomization date, randomization number, randomized, vaccine manufacturer. All these you cannot link to DM domain. So what happened for this patient 2002? All these questions are mentioned in the supplementary domain. Q num, these are the Q label, these are the qualifying value. So for these questions, whose short forms are these are the answers for these patients. And where did you get these questions from? These are from the CI. That's it. So these are for all the subjects who are represented here. But if you go to sub MH, suppose, or sub LB, if you see study ID, R domain, ID where, this should be, there should be a value here. Once again, this is not sub image. You see, yes, correct. Now see, so for image, remember, one person can have more than one medical history, or the occurrence can be more, correct, for a medical history or lab for one person. That is why this is where the concept of sequence comes in. For 1002 patient, if you see, MHREL is there. Again, for this MHREL, same patient, again MHREL is there. Probably in some other visit, this person. So this person, the question was asked for the first sequence. That is why sequence is there. Here where ID, where is the identifying variable? How do we discuss that same question is asked to this patient? But if you see image domain now, so for for this patient, sequence 1 would be different, a different entry, and sequence 2 would be a different entry, and sequence 3 would be a different entry. That is why for the first entry, which has a list of values, the MHREL is this value, or MHREL has this value. Why? Again, for this 1002, where MH sequence is 2, this person has ongoing. Why? Again, for 1002, where MH sequence is 2, okay, the MHREL is N. Now, again, for 1002, where the MH sequence is 3, it is ongoing, like that. So that you can differentiate that this, for this subject, for only, I mean, for all the sequence, it is not this. Like, I mean, for this person, for different sequences, we have different same questions which are asked. And these are the values for them. That is why this is the identifying variable and this is the identifying value. But in DM, if you see sub DM, is 1002 has the same question again? No, because this is one subject, one record per subject. That's why this person, this 1002 has been distinctly asked these questions. That's it. And it's end with 1002. But with 1002 here, when it comes to medical history, this relationship is asked multiple times, probably at multiple visits. And that is why this, and those are connected or related with the help of this sequence. Now, if you see, go to MH domain and see M002, what was the sequence to, what was his medical history, then you will understand that, okay, for this medical history occurrence, this is the question which was asked. For that medical occurrence, this is the, is this condition related to COVID-19 was asked. Probably this person, 1002, had 4 medical history. Any questions?
Yes. So in the QNAM, so this value from where it comes, like I can
These are
understand. Suppose the race
this,
variable, if it is multiple, we can consider QNAM as a race. So is this a variable you are saying?
this is a
Related
variable or a question. Like we have sex as a question, which is asked in the CRF. All these are CRF questions. While annotating the CRFs, these could not go anywhere in the image domain.
Okay. So you mean to say like if like we can directly take if there is extra variable in the CRF, then we can take that in a subdomain. That's what you say.
Only, yes, only if you cannot link it to any. Is the condition related to COVID-19? If you both, if you have gone through the MH domain, have you seen any variable which you could link it to this question?
No, that's why I'm asking. Is this a
Exactly.
variable?
Exactly. If you cannot link it, but you cannot throw it away. If you cannot link it, does not mean that, okay, if it's not, it cannot be standardized, let's leave it. No, it's a study question. You have to include it in somewhere because it will be required somewhere. So this is where it is required. This is where it goes, and it is represented like this. So first you create the main domain image, and then from that domain, this is created.
So everything will be mentioned in the CRF, like
These
sorry,
questions,
right. Yeah,
yes, these questions will be maintained. Yes, would be there. Correct.
the label and everything.
Correct. Label will be mentioned. I think if this is something, QNAM is something which is created because I don't think MHREL, MH these ones will be present in the CRF. Question, I mean, these are going to be created in the CRF, but this question will definitely be present. While annotating as a part of this discussion, it would be decided that if this is the question and since it will go to sub-DM, let's mark it as MHREL or let's mark it as MH and that way the orientations of CRF will be created. From those annotations, these raw data sets will be created in MH like this for these patients. And from there, those data will be through SAS, would be those data, raw data sets will be aligned in this SDTM structure.
Okay, so the sequence of the ID were well. So
Hmm.
how it given? Like, is this a first time in the first visit? Uh, this question asked,
Correct,
so
correct.
it's
If
considered as a one.
yes, then if it's first digit, like it would be present to some extent in the raw data. Like if we have for 1002, if we have image sequence, what is it coming to? Then its ID variable would be 1. What would be for 2? Like so for the second occurrence, what is it? What is present as a part of the second occurrence? Like this question, if it's ongoing or not, is the second medical history, second medical history term for which this question was asked. So if you see for first medical history, only this is asked, MH relation. But for the second medical history, these two questions was asked. Third, these two were asked. And fourth, these two were asked. So for the first medical history, the question, is it ongoing or not, was not asked. Probably it was blank. That's why it's not given here. But for the rest, it is asked. But just let me see. This probably won't be related to the image domain, but let's see once. One, if you see, this is the image domain. If you see 1, 2, 3, 4, correct? See, fever, is it ongoing? It is not class because probably it has subsided. But for hypercholesteremia, hypertension type, so 1002 actually have how many how many medical history? 4. He has 4 medical history, and exactly for fever, 1 question was asked. For the second, 2 were asked. Is it COVID-19 related, or is it COVID-19 related, or it is ongoing? For the hypertension also, these 2 questions were asked. So that is why the person, if you see sub image, doesn't get confused. So okay, so for this, there are 4 sequences. Let's go to the image and see what are the 4 sequences, or what are the 4 yeah, these are the 4 sequences, and relation to that 4 sequences, what are the respective medical history diseases which the person has, for which these questions were asked, and what are their responses. Got it, Priyanka?
Yeah.
Still, you have any questions? Then
No, no, I really wanted to see the any subdomain. Um,
this is the subdomain, right? I'll send it to you.
yeah, because in the here also, right, in the subdm, there
Hmm.
are some values which is not a variable, right? That's what I was thinking. I was linking because I know about the race and race value we will capture in the subdm, right? So
No,
I was linking with that, but I
race
cannot see
value.
variable. We will map this race variable, right? Most of the time.
Here, why should we add race variable first? And
Sorry?
here in QNAM, why should we add race variable?
Because if the race is multiple or other, right? So that value will come.
Multiple for a person.
No, it's like Asian American.
That
There
is
is,
no. That is one line. Asian or American that is one race, one particular race which is there.
but there is a black African and all those because I
Those are
saw.
separate. Those are separate. If you see here, these are separate. American Indian or Alaskan Native. This is one race. This is Asian. This is one race. Black or African American. This is one race. It is not both, or doesn't mean you are saying that black or this one. No, this is the entire race name of that person. That's why, see, if race is this one, this entire thing, then only you are giving it a numeric value of 3. Go back. Let's see DM domain here. If you see DM domain, what does the race have the person? White. We have all these white. Then we have black or African American. The person is black or African American. That's the race. Or it is white, or it is black or African American. These are the race that we have. Similarly, here in the study, we don't have so many races, but as per the formula we have, if the person is American Indian or Alaska Native, then it is the race 1. If it's Asian, race 2. If it is this black or African American, then race 3. If it's Native Hawaiian or other Asian Pacific Islander, then it's 3. White, it is 5. other, it is 6, and not reported is 7.
That's what I'm saying, no? There is a other, right? Other value. It
Hmm.
will come in the sub DM. That's what I
No, other
learned.
value will not come in the sub DM because there is a race other. Okay, let's go. Do we have a race other here? Since we don't have any race other, that's why. If it's other, then we have a race other value. Let's go to the SDTM IG. These are the race white, white, black, African American.
Here only is mentioned, right? Up. This
The
is,
race other specified by one was represented using supplemental qualifying
there is
race
a
other.
multiple and other.
Okay, yes, yes, yes. But previously there was a race other in the DM domain itself. But here, let's see, you are correct, absolutely. One second, here do we have race country? Yeah, we know race. Okay, race to subject sponsor collection of correct. Yes. So previously there was a race other variable here only. Like if it is other, then it would have then the race other would have gone there. Correct, in the supplemental qualifier. Also, it is mentioned here as well. If you see, you are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So here, if you see, all the races are here. Is there any other that you are seeing here?
No.
No. That is the reason why supplementary does not have one. So if you see, the other race specified by 001 was representing using the supplementary variable race other row 1. See, ABC domain, probably this is a supplemental quality, a domain DM, use subject 1, race is other, and then the three selections made by subject 2 were represented in the subdomain order race 1, race 2, race 3. But do we have a representation here? Yes. Okay, see here.
Yeah, we have no.
Our domain DM, correct. So race, this is the Q name is race other. So for 001, you will have this one. So even if it's 2, 3 races, then also we don't have ID var well because this is a one record, one subject. So here we make the changes race 1, race 2, race 3 for 002. Good catch. See, race 1, race 2, race 3. We will not make changes here. But for other domains, for OCCDS and BDS, we will include the sequences here. Because for DM, do we have a sequence? If we keep as DM sequence here, and then we give 1, 2, will it be correct? Do we have any sequence for DM?
No, no.
No. That's why what do? We change the Q num here only, race 1, race 2, race 3. But here for DM001, if you see, we have only given race other because that person has mentioned only one race, other race, which is Brazilian. But for this 002 patient, that person has mentioned 3 rays. 002 is multiple. 002 is multiple. So what? 002 will come under race 1, race 2, race 3. Black or African American, Indian American, other, and then again an aborigine. This other will be aborigine. So again for 2, it becomes race other. So for this 3, it becomes race other. But for the other ones, where it has said multiple, these 2 are there. Perfect. Very good catch. Absolutely correct. But here in this case, now you will easily connect. For this case, why don't we have one? Because do we have anything like that in SDTM DM domain where there is other? Do we have any race which is other in the DM domain? If you see the race. We don't have, right? That is
No.
the reason, yes, that is the reason in the SDTM subdomain, sub DM, we don't have race other here.
So what is this variable that, like, I have that in mind about the race. I know about the race, so that's why I'm seeing a race is the variable, right? So from where this all variable came, like, that's what I was thinking.
These all variable came. These all variables are basically decided and later on these are later on created. These you will not find in this one. When what would you see this you will not find in the SDTM, I mean SDTM values. Now, so for that you have to have a sub DM specification. Similarly to what you said for sub image, let's go to the sub image once again. Remember you were asking about sub image. So if you see sub image, so these are how you have to create R domain, U subject, ID var q num, qualifying variable. For qualifying variable, see these two are given. Q num, it's already given. Q num is my image on go and image. It's given in this, but I don't have any more.
You
Correct
don't have for
context.
sub-DM?
Huh? Don't
You
have for
don't
some.
have for sub-DM?
No, I don't have that. That is the problem. Otherwise, we could have done something or we could have seen something. Check the study if I have given you that, if it's there or not.
I did not check the other study. I will
If
check.
you can check the other study, you there probably you might get something. 1 second, let me see. We have something there. No, here also we don't have. Getting sub name is getting that is difficult. I have this only. Rossi from image on go, you will keep it. So these are the two questions which are asked in image. So if you see image, so this is basically the sub image concept where you have these Q origin, Q val, data value, all these are required. All these, and the derivation also is not given here. But under QNAM, you will have these questions, only these two. You are asking, right, where does it come from? This comes
Yeah.
from the specification only. So the people who build the specification, they have given that these question belongs to this label and will go to and will have the and will have this particular value under which column. So IESYMDAT with something which will be present in the raw variable. I mean in the raw DM
Yeah.
dataset or raw sub DM dataset, correct? Like we have the raw DM dataset from which we created raw DM, we will also have something as raw as a sub DM dataset from where we will have this, or it will be present in the raw DM only, from where these I mean it will be mentioned in the sub DM specification that you will have these variables under QNAM, and these will be the label and these will be the corresponding value, and the value you will take it from this column only. That is what is missing here. The difficulty to understand is because we have this, check this sub image domain, you will have all these variable and everything, but this derivation is not there. I will see if I have any derivation of this anywhere. I don't think I have it, because for subsim it becomes difficult to get. But if I have programs, here also I don't have them. But I somehow remember I had one on. Yeah. But see, if I get something, I'll let you know, okay? Because I have those data sets. You can check the data sets here. Specification I don't have for SAP. I only have it from here. But you understood the concept, right? You got the concept.
Yeah.
This is only it. But there is another concept which I have not worked on which I have not worked in real time, is that if there is some questions for a particular CRF which you cannot link it to any standard domain, then you can create a customized data set as well, customized SDTM domain. Separate domain, like for parasitology, you don't have a parasitology domain. Now, I don't know, now they have included that. Um, that previously it was not there. So how would you link those parasitology questions to any standard domain? You couldn't, right? Because there was no domain at that point of time, and you cannot put all the questions for a particular CRF or a domain to subdomain which doesn't have the main domain. So you have to create it once and just go through the SDTM IG. It is written there, I think, probably, that if there is a new domain needs to be created, what are the rules for it? How would you create it? It's there at the SDTM IG. Because previously they were supposed, when the SDTM IG started, there were 10 domains. Now, as the clinical study increased and became more sophisticated and new questions were asked, then the next revised version had 15 domains. Then the next revised version had 20 domains. So on and so forth. They understood that there should be a microbiological domain, there should be a parasitology domain, there should be a reproductive system domain. All these domains are there now, which were not there previously. Slowly, they got added. Because people, when a lot of custom domain used to get created, they saw that what is the most common domain which is there, which is getting repeated in all the questions and all the study for suppose vaccine, for suppose cardiovascular. What is it? Based on that, they used to standardize the questions and then create a domain in the SDTM. That's why they revise the SDTM IG every year, or not every year or every 2 years. They are revised. That is revised. Some questions which are redundant are removed. Like race other was one, which was present in within the DM domain only. Now that is removed and it has gone to subset. These modifications are made. Got it? Any questions, Priyanka?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I quickly move. Okay. So what we do, copy all the variables from DM and sub-DM. So data DM1 set sdtm.dm, data sub-DM sdtm.dm. What we are doing, we are transposing the sub-DM. Otherwise, it would be difficult because we have to transpose the sub-DM, because all the questions which you saw are in the row format. We have to make it column format and then do the merge. Simple. So let's see how it turns out to be. DM2. Study ID, domain, subject ID, RX. So these are all a part of DM: race, ethnic, arm, CV, arm. Now, as I go right, you will see these questions coming up. ISM, YDAP, randomization date, randomization number, randomization yes, no, VC. So all these are questions which are asked, but these were in the row format under QVAL. Remember, under the QVAL? Yes or no? Now they have been. So we transposed it and then we merged it based on the U subject ID. Simple. That's it. Okay. Now we are going to now we have all the DM domains, all these things. So the easy part is we don't have to do anything to all these things. These are already there. So we have merged the DM domain and we have already all these things already there. Now what we are going to do, let's click on the assigned ones, because for the predecessor ones we don't have to touch it because they are direct link. Absolutely. Once we have merged DM and sub DM, we already got all these U subject ID, RFST, all these things. So we don't have to do anything else. Now let's focus on the assigned ones. Let's see. We have less than 40, less than this one. Fine. Let's go. DM length HGR1 is $40. Is it $40 given here? $40 absolutely. $40. If age not equal to null, then do. If age lesser than 10, this is the family. If m 10. Then we did for sex. If sex greater than male, sex m. Similarly, we did for race. Similarly, we did for ethnicity. Similarly, we did for arm TQ. Then do TRT01P is this one. Arm CD is planned. That's why if arm CD is TQ, then do TRT01P. 01P is what? Why did we give TRT01P? Because if this is one drug trial, so have more than one. Correct, absolutely. It would be TRT02P, TRT03. It would be TRT01PN, TRT02PN, TRT30PN. Like simple, that's it, nothing else. So if TRT01P is tafenoquine, then we have TRT01PN as 1. This is arm CD code, that's why 1 and 2. Now if arm CD for placebo, then we have. Now actual arm for tafenoquine, if we have this, then it's TRT01AN is 1. See, planned is for P, actual is for A. Since it's planned, we have taken it from arm CD. Yeah, we have taken arm CD, correct. And since it is for actual, we have taken actual. That's it. Again, if RFXSTD not equal to null and length greater than 10, then TRSTD and time. This is an interesting thing. Let's quickly check. Date and time. Where did we go? RFSTDTC. Date time part. This one. Let's quickly check this. RFXSTDTC. See the interesting part. If RFXSTDTC not equal to null and length of RXSTDTC is greater than 10, what does that mean? If it's greater than 10, that means it has time? Yes or no? First tell me. Why?
Like
See,
we don't want the time.
we want the time. We want the time. Why? I'll say we want, because if you see the TRT SDTM, date and time of first exposure set to numeric date time, we will need the time for TRT SDTM. We will just need the date for TRT SDT.
Yeah.
Correct? Now, let's check the date. How many, just the date, how many numeric characters it has? 20214. This dash is 5, 07 is 67, then this dash is 8, then 30 is 10. Correct? So anything after 10 means the time is there. Yes or no? First tell me.
Yes, yeah.
If the length is more than, that is the thing. If RFXST is not equal to null and the length is greater than 10, then TRT SDTM input RFXDTC ISO DT dot. Do it in the date time format. That's it. Now, format TRT SDTM in date. First, we are doing it, changing it into integer. Changing it into numeric first. Like input is numeric, character to numeric, correct? Because RFX is 6 character, we are doing it into numeric, then we are changing it to date time 19 dot format. Because it's date time format, it says integer format. If TRT SDTM not equal to null, TRT SDTM not equal to null, then do date part. TRT SDT is this one, TRT SDTM. Format TRT SDT as date time dot. This is the start date and this is the one.
So basically, in ADSL, we need a all numeric, right? Data.
We not all numeric. Everything should not be numeric. Some would be numeric, some are text as well. But this date format, it is in integer. Yes, correct. This should be numeric format. Integer means it should be numeric format. The date type date way it should be in numeric format. So we can see that. Similarly, if you see, this is for the RFX ENDTC also. Okay. And then we have the TRT duration, which is treatment end date minus treatment start date plus 1. And this is the screen FL, SCRN FL, screen flag. What we have as screen flag, let's see. So this is the screen flag. If RFIC DTC is equal to missing, set to Y if RFIC DTC is equal to missing. Oh, RFIC DTC not equal. Sorry, very sorry. Yes, that's why RFIC is not equal. And why? If RFXSTDTC not equal to null, then SAFFL equal to Y. RFXTDTC is not equal to null, that means the person has taken the drug. That means it's under the safety population. Now let's check the RFXDTC in this part. Let's quickly check it. Let's execute this DM3 and check it. See TRT SDTM 30th July 2021 1604. See date time format numeric. Correct. If you see 30th July 2021 for the first day DM2, it is what? 30th July 2021 1604. This is the same thing, 1604 and also 00. You have to have this straight, 30th July 2024 16 then 00. It should be a full date, even if it's not there the second. Then the date would be just 30th July. And
So the 00 it is taking automatically?
No.
Or it is there?
That's why date 19 format we have given it.
Okay.
Date time 19 dot. Then we have taken, date time 19 dot, and then we have taken the TRT start date is only we have taken the date part. of SDTM of TRT. So first we create the TRT date time. From there, we just take the date part. This is a functionality, or this is a formula in SAS. If you take from this TRT SDTM, we just take the date part. What it comes down to is this one, 30th July 2021. If you see, the date part is just 30th July 2021. 19th July 2021, what we have? 19th July, 9th August 2021. Just the date part we have taken. See, in ADSL here. Got it? And then what we are doing, we are formatting it in a date9 format. This is the date9 format here. Date9 format. It's a numeric format. You got it date9 because here's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Okay. This is the format for Adam. But it would be good, I think, if it's written here, date9, if it's written here, one second. Instead of integer, date9, date 19 dot, date9, date time 19, date9, like that. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's instead of integer, but that is something which you need to get, like, understand that it should be in this way. That's why date time part. Similarly, for TRT EDTM, if you see, there are no date time format, or what, once again, TRT EDTM. Let's see what is the problem. Ah, we did not, we messed together format TRT EDTM in date9 format. It was missed. That's why we are not doing it. Let's execute again and see. Why is it not coming up? What's the error?
I have one more question here.
Tell me.
So here the screen failure flag is there, why, and SSFL is also why. So how is that possible? So
Where?
is this condition not correct? If RFICDTC not equal to missing,
No,
then
this is consent. Informed consent is null,
yeah.
not equal to null. If informed consent is null, that means the person has been screen failed. In the initial screening, that person has failed. That's why screen failure. This is not equal
So
to null. So RFIC DTC should have a date. That means the person has consented. He is not screen failed.
yeah,
Hmm.
the screen failure should be N, right? Or no?
No, no. If
No, yeah,
RFIC not
yeah.
equal to null, oh no, 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 you are right. If RFIC DTC not equal to null, then screen failure should be N. Yes, 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 you are correct. One second, let's see this one. Hmm. Screen
So
fail.
screen failure when it happened like did not meet the entrance criteria, right?
Huh?
So
Ah,
if
SCRNFL is screened population. Sorry, not screen failure. I'm sorry. Screened population. Screened population flag, not screen failure population flag. It's a screened population. So this person has been screened. That's why this is RFIC has given the consent. That's why SCRNFL is Y.
oh, okay,
Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
this is
constantly saying screen for fail. No, it is not that.
yeah. I was also got confused. I
No, no,
thought I SCRFFL. Yeah, I thought
no.
I.
This is no, no, no. You are correct. Let me see why this is not coming. Format TRT DTM date 9 dot. RFX ENDTC not equal to null, and length RFX ENDTC greater than 10 to we have RFX. One second. RFX ENDTC. We don't have any dates here. I agree. Okay, okay, that's the reason. Got it, got it. Oh, this condition doesn't satisfy at all. PRT, EDTM, that's why it's blank. Got it? Why, Priyanka? If you see here, RFX ENDTC only has the
Yeah,
dates, doesn't
date
have time at all. So that is why this condition itself is failing, and that is the reason DM3 PRT EDT has all the dates, but this has nothing. Okay,
Mhm.
and this is the
Yeah.
duration. This minus this, it will come to 0, but that is not correct. It's 1 day, right? Plus 1. So that is 1. 9th August, 9th August, 1. 3rd April, this is 3. So we got the duration. Next, we have the DF, VS. So VS, what do we have? Height and weight. We have to work on the BMI because BMI is there. Where do we have BMI? Let's see. Baseline BMI. So we have to have the baseline BMI derived. Okay. Baseline height and baseline weight. So baseline height and baseline weight means it is given which which particular visit we will consider the baseline. It is given screening. It is already given. It will be screening day -1 to 4. So let's see. So here we have done data VS set the SDTM.VS if VS test CD in height and visit equal to this one. Simple. Then we transpose. Then we use this formula which is present and then we create it. That's it. Simple. Baseline formula. Calculate BMI based on equals to this. And here you don't have the formula, just can Google it and do the formula. That's it. Same. So let's see here, VS domain, how it is coming up. Okay, for this subjects, this is the VS test ID, this is the number, and then we have the height, weight and everything. Where did the BMI go? 1 second. VS trans. Okay, let's open VS trans. This is something that we have. This is the height, this is the weight, this is the BMI. Now we have calculated it, weight by height square into this. Okay, go ahead.
Mm.
Tell me.
Tell me this one more time.
This is simple. What we are doing is from the VS data. So we have three variables which are there. We need baseline BMI, baseline height, baseline weight. Okay, and these would be its variable names, and this will be the variable label. How do we get it? So for visit height and weight, BMI is not there in VS domain. We need height and we have height and weight. So we have to take from the VS domain all the heights of all the patients for this screen. That's why baseline, see, it's in baseline. So the first, remember baseline that we discussed. So we will only
Yes.
take the data for this. It's written in the formula. Screening day 1, this. So we take this data. If VS is in height and weight and visit equal to this, keep U subject ID, VSTCD and the result. So if you see VS, we have taken it height and weight for this person for this visits. For this person, height and weight for the first visit. For this person, height and weight for the first visit. Now what we do, we will transpose. We will transpose this. Okay. Once we transpose this, we get this one. We get this transposed value, height and weight. Now we can just add one VMI here and then do height by weight square into 1000 and we'll get the VMI. Okay.
Yeah.
That is simple. That is something I can Google search and get the formula. So that is exactly same. We are doing the transfer and BMI equals to weight by height into this. Now rename BMI to this one, height to this one, weight to this one, as per the specification. This one. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how we get the VS one. Next we have the disposition. DS. Let's go to DS where we have DS. So it is end of study status, and this is also end of study status and end of study date. We have both here. End of study status we have here. Okay. So end of study status, if you see, if DS cat is disposition, so we have to take it from DS domain. EOSSTT. EOSSTT, let's focus on first end of study. So what is it? Set to completed if category for disposition event DS cat is disposition event and subcategory of a disposition event DSS cat is end of study early termination and standardized disposition term is completed. So all these we have to satisfy. So if DS cat is disposition event and DSS cat equal to end of study, then do. Because if you see DS cat disposition event and DSS cat end of study, for all these three values, completed, discontinued, screen failure, we have this disposition event for DS cat and for end of study termination for DSS cat common. Just see, the third component, DSD code, and this DSD code is different. Correct? Tell me yes or no. Let's go through this one.
Yeah.
Third is component is different. So how did we do it? So if first what we are doing, if DS cat is this and DSS cat is this, then we are placing those three conditions. If DSD code is completed, then USTT is completed. Agree? DSD code is completed, DSK is completed. If DSD code not equal to completed, then USTT is discontinued. Same. And up case DSD code is not equal to completed. That's why we have given is not equal to completed. Now let's say if DSD code not equal to completed and DSD code not equal to null, then DS reason equals to DSD code.
The reason will be there, right?
The reason will be there, but here where is the reason coming from? We have a reason here. If DSD code not equal to completed and DSD code not equal to null, then DS reason equals to DSD code. And subcategory disposition event DS cat equal to screen failure and selection is not missing. DCS reason equal to null. Just a minute. DCS reason, do we have something here? Okay. Yes. So that is something which disposition in subcategory disposition event equals to and standardized disposition not equal to missing and not completed. So if DSQ is not equal to completed and DSQ non, then DS reason equals to DSD code. Set to standardized DSD code. So DCS reason will be standardized disposition term DSD code. If disposition category is disposition event, subcategory is this, and standardized disposition term, which is DSD code. If you see now, if DSD code not equal to completed and DSD code not equal to null, if standardized disposition is not missing and not completed, and this is exactly the value that we have given. If DSD code is not completed and DSD code not missing, then DS reason equals to DSD code. Got it, Priyanka? because we already had this at the top. Up. And then we also actually, here we have taken care of two variables, EOSTT and also reason for discontinuation. And last is if DSD code equal to other, if DSD code equal to other, then DCS reason P is DS term. Okay, there is a DS reason P, which is this one. We again have one. Set to disposition term if category disposition of this is an and standardized if it is other. Okay, so with one code, with one particular block of code, we took care of part of EOSTT, full of discontinuation reason, and the third variable, discontinuation reason, the reason for discount from study. Yeah. Got this? Understood it?
Yeah.
Then what we have this last means this is the part screen failure, because this is different. If you see screen failure, DSCAT is position event, subcategory is screen failure, then DF and DSQ is not missing. Then we have to set to screen failure. This is the exact thing. If DSCAT is disposition and DSCAT screen failure, then do. If DSD is not equal to null, then yours is screen failure. Reason is null, is in. Okay.
But screen failure will come in the protocol milestone, right? Or disposition event it will come.
This protocol milestone disposition is, you have all the disposition related, like when the
Yeah.
patient have
But
started. Yes. If
yeah,
it's
in the DS domain, there is a two parts, right? One is a protocol milestone and one is a disposition event.
correct,
So in that there is a study and treatment. In the disposition event, there is a study
you are correct.
start.
Yes, yes. See here. Yes, protocol milestone disposition event. Yes, get
So screen failure will come in the protocol milestone, right?
protocol milestone. It will come, but here DS and DS cat is screen failure. Then do, but based on screen failure, we are giving DSD cat disposition event. Let's see the DS domain. 1 second. This is the DS domain. Hmm.
Or we have the data also like that only protocol milestone is.
Yes, let's make changes to the specification. Good catch. Very good catch. Protocol milestone. Very good. Yes. Here we make the changes to the specification. Here also we make changes to the
I guess it is an up case.
upcase. Yes. Can we get this? Yes, correct. Yes, protocol milestone. Like make changes. This is actually how we do it. This is how we change the protocol. Like not protocol. This is how we change the spec.
Specific.
We make some changes. Like our final spec is final, but we go through multiple rounds of iteration and validation. We told you, right, that everything will not be absolutely perfect when we are doing it. Here. Then we have EOSTT and TRST null. Then EOSTT is ongoing. Do we have EOSTT as ongoing somewhere? Screen failure is something, or probably it will come. But since, see, I'll tell you, since we have here TRT SDT not equal to null and EOSTT is ongoing, we will keep this separate, because TRT SDT we don't have it in the disposition. Okay, since this ongoing part we need TRT SDT. Remember, in the DM domain there were some conditions which we did at the end after merging. Remember that, Priyanka?
Yeah, yeah.
This is we will keep, because all the other things we could derive based on the DS mind, based on the DS dataset, SDTM dataset, because all these DSCAT, DSD code, DSSCAT, all these were present in DS, and we have taken DS here. But this last formula which we have, we cannot use this because it's a combination of USTT is not equal to null and ERSTT not equal to null. Then only we can get it on. Otherwise, we can't. So let's wait till the merging occurs. Okay. Then we'll go down. We'll go down here, and what we have, this if the SCAT is and DSSTDTC not equal to null, then do EOSDT. This is easy. EOSDT and EOS time. You can get this one. If EOSDT not equal to null, this is same. What is it basically? Where do we get it? Disposition started. EOSDT. We have something here. EOSDTS. End of study date. This is simple. Set to date time format, DSDTC convert to numeric when category of disposition event is disposition. If this is and DSSDTC not equal to null, DSSDTC is not equal to null, then do USDTC, import this and we get it. Okay. Let's do this EO. Let's see how it comes up. So this is the subject ID, DSDTC we have, EOSTT we have, complete, continued, discontinued, we have it. We don't have any screen failure. Discontinue. Oh, we probably don't have any screen failure, correct? How many?
We have, right? We have, no? Here, reason.
Reason screen failure. This is discontinued. Correct, correct, correct. Sorry. Yes. I was looking at EOSTT. Correct. No, you are right. We have screen failure. Yes. We have one screen failure. This is the reason. Reason specific reason we don't have. Based on the formula, we don't have a reason specific for it.
We did it derive for one, like, we derive, right, this variable?
We derive for all variables, not for one. But
No, but this discontinuation reason, specific. This is the extra information will come, right, in this?
extra information will come, but we don't have any extra for this type.
Okay.
We don't have it. But in majorly when you go somewhere, you will have this one present. You will actually have this one present. This is the EOSDT, end of study date. When we have it similar. So this is the EO. We will do this merging later on. Let's go to the randomization. Now, if DS decode, we will do it again from DS domain only. This is the randomization part. So if DS decode is randomized and DSSDT not equal to null, then randomized date is this one. Same. RandFL equal to Y, RTTFL equal to Y. If DS decode is randomized and DSDTC not equal to null. Let's see those randomized flag. DS decode is randomized and DSDT not equal to missing. So DS decode randomized. If DS decode is randomized, then I don't know why this is required. This was required. We could have avoided this one now. If DS decode equal to randomized and DSDTC not equal to null, then what do we do? First, we are dealing with so RandFL would be Y and ITTFL would be Y. Okay. And DT, randomization date would be set to date part of DSDTC. Okay. So what we are doing, RandDT input scan DSDTC1 date part. That's why we are doing scanning. We are just taking the first part. So the DSSDTC is basically the date and time, which is separated by T. So we are scanning only the date part, and then we are changing it into date 9 format, because it would be integer. Got it? Any questions here, Priyanka? You see that? Hello?